Hello, everyone, and welcome to this match in round one, or technically two, of the Super Metroid multi-category extension tournament. Today, we've got Bands with Legends versus Tilimorf, and I'm joined here by Papa Schmo. How you doing today?
I am excellent, Glove. Thank you very much. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing wonderful. I'm super excited to see this. So the category for today is GT Max Percent. And with these two runners, Bands with Legends, the higher seeded of the two runners, does have about a 5 minutes faster PB. However, GT Max, there's so much variance. One Phantoon or whatever, and either one Phantoon death, one accidental E-tank pickup or something, and everything can go awry super quickly.
Absolutely. There's definitely going to be a bunch of little sections that can easily go wrong, and all it takes is one comfortable section through a route, or with this tournament having to know five different categories depending on what happens, and being comfortable with one and remembering another. Whole bunch of things can happen. So we will definitely see how things go, see how these runners deal with this GT Max category, which can be a doozy depending on what route you take and what happens.
Absolutely. Now, the GT Max, for those who may not be familiar with the category, GT Max is a kind of special category. It employs the GT code, which is sort of a developer cheat code left in the game that allows you to get all the major items very quickly. However, in my opinion, it doesn't look like any other GT category. uh,
Yeah,
the basic idea behind it is what is the highest possible item percentage we could get where like the only sort of quote unquote major glitch that we use is the GT code. So what that means is for the first part of the run, you can't pick up any safeties. You can't even pick up an E-tank. And then the second part of the run, you have to pick up everything.
yes, absolutely. The GT code ends up giving you all the major items. So we're not talking about ammo, we're not talking about missiles or super missiles or power bombs, any of that stuff. But it does grant you like 100 missiles, and like 20 super missiles, stuff like that. So what you can do is you can go pick up all the ammo again. So it's kind of like you do a GT Classic, a little modified GT Classic run. You get down to Golden Teresa's room, you enact this developer code that you were talking about, and then you kind of do like a little funky Honda run from there, and you
Hmm.
go get everything else except for the major items. So yeah, some strats you won't see in any other category. It's just a wacky time, and a lot of really fun tech can be coming out of this category.
Absolutely. The first part of the run is definitely the part of the run that is like extremely stressful. Uh, because the way GT code works, it doesn't give you items, it overwrites whatever your current item set is with the GT code item set. So, say you accidentally pick up the missiles at Moat, now the highest item percentage you can get is 134%. And within the rules of the tournament, we do have exceptions such that if you accidentally pick up if you forget, like, cathedral missiles or whatever, that doesn't mean you just get entirely disqualified. Um, However, obviously, these exceptions are designed so you can't just accidentally pick up Terminator E-Tank and then go do Lava Dive.
Right, right. Yeah, there's gonna be some judges on the other end of your run to make sure that your accidental mishap isn't with malicious intent, if you will.
Right. Of course, I trust both of these runners. I've gotten to know both of them, and they're great people. Go follow both of our runners today. Go follow Bands with Legends. Go follow Tilimorf.
Absolutely.
Uh,
And as
the
we can
runner's command
see,
needs to be updated.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, hopefully we can get so many other.
But their
I mean,
Twitch names are
you can
this.
also follow Rusty and
Yeah.
Stream as well, and Cat-Ext and MM2. They were the commentators and runners for the last race. But look at these runners. I mean, we're just like almost synced up here. Both great series times. There was a 44-44 and a 44-14. Just nobody kind of letting up at this point. We're just getting really good movement and good play from everybody. So we'll see where some of this maybe if we see any route divergence. I don't know what you think, Glove, on if anybody's going to be doing any different routes before or after GT code.
Yeah, so I am expecting both of these runners to do a the much safer KP RD route in which you get both Varia and Gravity Suit. However, we could see a little bit divergence. You can't collect any minor item safeties, of course. However, any major item is fair game. So I know BandsWithLegends specifically gets Wave Beam so that he can go for X Factors on Phantoon. I don't know what Tilimorf will necessarily go for. I know Spazer is a popular choice. That's what I tend to prefer personally.
Agreed. I'm of the Spazer route as well, but I also haven't run this category too many times. And I end up, supering a Phantoon when I get into a pinch and I need to just kind of take a second or a breather. So I'll be interested to see how these go. In the previous match here with GT Classic between the two previous runners, Supreme was actually Dopplering Phantoon with, you could only pick up 5 missiles, and we see Tilimorf here just making sure he
Yeah.
doesn't grab that Terminator E-tank, because that would be a reset
Yeah,
for
that's a
him.
6-minute time loss.
Yeah. So I approve of that super cautious tiptoe over the E-tank there.
Mhm. Yeah, and I think that's really where GT Max can sort of show its ugly thorns. Like it already has quite obvious ways in which it presents challenges. However, at the point where you're actually trying to get a good time and you're racing against somebody else, you really have to weigh safe strats versus strats that are a bit faster and almost certainly won't end your run. But if you mess them up, then that's it.
Yes. It definitely takes a different mindset when you're in a race here, and maybe these runners are watching the other stream, maybe they're not, but regardless, that tension is there, and your brain does a little, whether it's conscious or subconscious, a little like weighing of difficulty of strats to risk of strats, and does a little bit of like, do I want to go for it or do I want to play it safe? Because if I don't get this, the risk to reward is just too great.
Mhm. One thing I would like to point out real quick, I really liked the strat that BandsWithLegends used there in that Decora room. Just a cheeky little missile in there to try and avoid taking any damage. In this category, health is like such an important resource to manage, since it's to my knowledge, it's pretty much like the only non-RTA category, like the only category in which you actually finish the game where you skip Terminator E-Tank.
Yeah, I didn't really think about it that way, but yeah, I think that's probably true.
Yeah, so resource management is going to feel very different in this category than normal. Like what other category do you what other category do you pick up charge but you still only have 5 missiles here?
Yeah, and that's, I guess that's a good point. And maybe this is only a top runner thing, but in the last match, charge, I guess, was not picked up by Suzerain, I guess because of the Dopplering.
Hmm.
But charge is really I guess a safety for some people, but really a necessity in my
Yeah.
eyes if you need to not die at Phantoon. In case you enrage him or you purposely enrage him, you need a way to not get hit by a wall of flames. So not surprising to see them pick up charge beam here, but a little surprising, but kind of not, just to see them just neck and neck still over here at
Mhm.
trade.
Yeah, and both of them skipped that spacer beam. We'll have to see if either of them prefers well, I know that Bands with Legends is 100% going for that wave beam,
I,
based on what I've seen and heard from him. I don't know what route Tilly likes to do.
okay. Well, I have a little bit of mystery here. I'm down to see some X Factor strats on Phantoon, that's for sure.
Yeah, I refuse to learn those because I'm lazy.
I haven't learned them either. I figured at some point I'm gonna switch to old route for any percent, and I'll just end Dopplering at that point. But man, do they look cool! Tim, the category is GT max
Oh
percent.
no! Oh, and Bands with Legends gets the most frustrating way to fail stand up, where you shoot too early.
Yeah, and the mouth is it's just not open enough. Yeah. Okay, all right. We got a good enough that when Kraid stands up, you can really have a grab bag of a quick quick disposal of Kraid, or this thing that just draws on because you get hit by a claw or you can't find the ammo you need from the drop. So luckily, not really a huge time loss for Bands with Legends, but is starting to lengthen the gap a little bit between Tilly and Bands.
Yeah, I mean, there are certainly plenty of places uh, to close the gap. Like this is, I think, by quite a significant margin, actually, the longest category in the tournament. Like, I guess the second longest one would be what, 69%?
I think that is accurate. Yes. Yeah, North Korea is definitely faster. Yeah, I think this is definitely by a good chunk. Like at 10 minutes, this is the longest category
Yeah.
on
Uh,
average.
and Tilimorf actually just performed the most difficult trick in the whole run there, skipping high jump E tank.
Yeah, that is a rough one. Let's see if Bands can pull it off.
Oh,
Yeah, the extra high
those were some
jump.
those were some those strats made me sweat. That was really close to the E tank. But when you've messed up that great quick kill, maybe it's weighing on your mind. I just gotta go for it.
Yep. Yeah, you just gotta go fast. Feeling like Sonic.
Yeah, here's another place right here in the cathedral room where it's really nice to have that charge beam. Like just throughout this upper norfair section, charge beam, in my opinion, is tremendously helpful.
Yeah, absolutely. If you need to disperse of this king cac up there, if that's kind of what you're trying to do, that's definitely helpful. If you happen to need, I mean, I'm not sure where you would use the pseudo screw, but it's there for you.
I actually use pseudo screw strats to get up king cac.
Okay, yeah, that's definitely that
Mm.
kind of gives the power but saves the time. I like it.
Yeah, because what you can do, some people don't know about this, because normally if you're holding in a charge shot and you try to wall jump, you'll just break spin. However, if you let go of shoot before you do the wall jump, you can continue wall jumping. You don't break spin. So, it's a pretty nifty strat.
It is a nifty strat, one that I didn't know until you said it just now, and I was always very confused and upset that I would always break spin, and I didn't
Yeah,
know why. So
there's
we're
so many
all learning
interesting
stuff
things to learn.
tonight. That is true. Whether you're an expert or a noob, there is much to learn. And if you have never played Super Metroid and you're stumbling upon this stream right now, please feel free to join in. Ask questions.
Mhm.
This is a great, great game.
Yeah, I know there are like constantly discussions about sort of like how how much of a role skill and aptitude have in your overall improvement. The best skill you can have is being willing to ask questions and not being afraid to look stupid.
Absolutely. We're all just learners.
So to answer a question in the chat, continuous wall jump only loses you time, and that it ends your run. If you are talking about the mode continuous wall jump.
And to answer the question a different way, I guess it depends on what category you're
Yeah.
talking about. If it's this one, yes, because you're going to end up picking up
Hmm.
missiles, and you can't do that if you've already picked up. You can only have 5 missiles. You can only, sorry, 1 pack each. So 5 missiles, 5 supers, 5 power bombs. There is a way you can get over the moat missiles by doing a crazy amount of uh, infinite bomb jumping that we saw in the last race. And if you haven't checked that out, go check it out because it's a beauty. But that is a rarity.
Yeah, I believe Susreme is the only one I've known to go for that strat.
I've seen
Uh,
it in TASes, and then I saw him do it, and I was like, "Oh, that's not a computer doing that. That's a human."
yeah, but yeah, so the entire reason that our runners do go down there to norfair is to get that speed booster so that they have a way to get across mode. Because most people aren't willing to go for the silly infinite horizontal bomb jump.
Yeah. Now it is something to note that there is a way you can bypass all of that stuff by doing a dive through this huge lava pit in Lower Norfair. Now remember, you can't pick up any energy tanks. You only have 99 energy. But as far as the amount of runners that have been able to do that, um, in a run, it's only been two. The first place and second place runners, and that's Zost and Zenny. So,
Uh,
um,
Guy Average does it in his GT Max run,
well,
his
I
PB.
stand corrected and apologize to Guy Average. But
Yeah.
either way, a very difficult thing to master.
Oh yeah,
Um,
it's really hard. Like I was happy when I had gotten mine up to like 10%
yep.
success rate. Hero does it as well. Okay, yeah. Yeah, there are a few people that'll go for it because it can save you like 7 minutes. So if you're willing to grind out those runs and you're willing to make that strat consistent for you, it's a huge boon. However, especially when you have 5 different categories that you need to prep for, you can't necessarily spend all your time on just that one strat.
Absolutely. Tilly doing the safe spark initiation at the kind of the ceiling of the previous room, which will ensure that you fly over the missiles. And we have Bands just taking a save. Did Tilly take this save?
I don't
Because
think he did.
okay, because if Phantoon goes wrong for Tilimorf, that
Yeah.
will definitely put Bands in the lead if there is no save. That would be very unfortunate.
Hmm. I wouldn't be surprised to see Tilly do a farm here. Yeah, we see him farming these two funny, I don't know what to call them. I call them like the molecule models.
Okay, that works for me. A nice little speedball from
I
Tilly.
oh, they're just called atomics. Okay. Well, I was close.
No, 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 not no. I like the previous. I don't even remember what it was, but I remember liking it. So I'm gonna go with that. Oh, is Bands trying to get a little fancy here? Okay, all right. Just wanted to make sure they were going over that missile pack. All right, Phantoon, play nice, please.
Honestly, I think in a fight like this, you can't even be mad about those slow patterns. Like, you just want to live.
No, absolutely. I don't even. Yeah, I don't even care about fast pattern.
Like, sometimes you're just not ready for the eye open.
Tilimorf putting that third missile in Phantoon, which I approve of. Okay, all right, and
Uh,
here's where the charge beam comes in handy. Decided to put a super into Phantoon, and if you've never fought Phantoon before, throwing a super missile into Phantoon's eye will cause this, I don't know what it's like, 15 seconds worth of flames in your face. It's calling enraging Phantoon, but it does a bunch of damage. So
I wonder if
no
that
aim.
was intentional,
Oh,
because he was
absolutely.
out of missiles. So I've done that before, where like you accidentally just item select onto supers because you thought you had missiles. But
Yep.
in this case, shooting that super, that was definitely intentional. I
Yeah.
think Tilly might have thought Phantoon was dead there because he looked really close to it. I wouldn't be surprised if one or two more does the job. And unfortunately, Bands with Legends doesn't quite get that X Factor. It's a
Yeah.
really
That's,
hard strat to pull off, and now he doesn't have any power bombs, so he's just gonna go for standard strats.
yeah. It's unfortunate, and you're not gonna get any powerbomb drops from the flames, as far as I know.
Yeah, it might be like a tremendously low chance.
Yeah, I've never seen one, but yeah, it doesn't mean it's not possible. Vans
Oh,
showing.
that's yeah, setting up for a nice Doppler there. Ooh, couldn't quite get a lot off of it.
Yeah,
There's a lot you can do in trying to optimize this fight by like using the drops to be able to Doppler. They're very like you very commonly see those strats in low percent runs where you can only pick up 10 missiles total. So ammo management's going to be more important.
yeah.
Uh, and Bands is kind of in the danger zone right now. He's two from death. Now
Didn't
he's fine though.
okay. Yeah, I didn't
You
want to
just
go
play
for
it
the
safe here.
super. It looked like. I guess he doesn't want. Okay. All right.
There
Yeah.
we go.
Didn't want to do that because he probably knew he was one missile away
Hmm.
from being able to just super him and put him to death. But it seemed to work out for him. Well done. We have two runners past one of the definite hurdles of this category.
Yeah, I think from this point you can breathe a little bit easier. Sort of like, for me, it's as soon as I'm in like the grip of the Chozo statue in bowling here, that's when I can be like, okay, unless I do something incredibly silly, I'm not gonna die.
Yes, and well, yeah, definitely in in the hands of the bowling statue. Because sometimes I'll come into this room and thought that I had jumped, but I didn't. That was very close. Is the
So yeah, that
shoelaces touched the spikes on that one?
yeah, that wouldn't have killed Tilly, but like being in health bomb here is tremendously bad.
Yeah,
Honestly, for like the drops that you
nine
get.
health. Yeah,
You can very easily like I have literally died on a fish coming out of here with 9 health before.
fish are deadly, man. They do some damage.
But yeah, as soon as you have that gravity suit, you can breathe a little bit easier. Like there is still the challenge of the gravity jump. However, both of these runners, I'm sure I wouldn't be surprised if they skipped a save. Uh, like they didn't even save before gravity jump. I wouldn't be surprised if they did save either, as there is opportunity for things to go wrong.
Oh yes,
But
absolutely. It comes down a lot to your confidence level, and there's that 9%
yeah,
we were talking about on Van's side. But I mean, if your confidence is just there, you might just go, "Hey, I'm not saving. I'm not saving. I'm just going." Um, and sometimes that pays off. Currently, it's paying off for Tilimorf because they didn't save before
mhm,
Phantoon, and they're obviously ahead by a little bit of a chunk here. So
yeah. Now, I will say for Vans, even though he only has 9 health here, he does have 4 supers, so that makes it not nearly as bad. I expect both of these runners to farm up to all 5 supers before entering lower norfair. Like, you might as well give yourself as many chances at Green Gate Glitch as possible.
at this point, yeah, it's 26 minutes in, and I mean, yes, you'll have a save if that's if you go in with 3, unless you're just super confident with the green gate glitch, which few people are, and even if you are, you know that the gods of the gate will smite you on any given day. So,
Oh, no power bomb drops, unfortunately. The first one
wow,
was health bomb, but the second one, yeah.
those
Or
little
wait, no, he
crabs
was still
are
at 49,
finicky.
wasn't he? So you don't exit health bomb until after you get above 50, is that it?
So if you had killed one and then picked up the drop and then killed the other, you may have gotten a power bomb,
Yeah.
perhaps.
Yeah, so I guess here he farms the frog in Red Tower probably, right?
Yes, definitely, at least. Looks like it's exiting Hellway, which is a potential farm spot, but decides no. There it is.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess you could have just like gone back in Frog Speedway, but just farming the frog in Red Tower is probably a bit faster since you only need the one power bomb.
Yep.
Unless you're trying to like pre-open the tank or whatever, the glass tube.
Tilimorf opting to take the little Croc entryway farm. I don't know what that room is called. But if Vance doesn't have to use that, makes us get 91 energy. Should be able to catch up with a couple of seconds there.
Mhm.
And here we are into Lava Dive.
Yeah, and interestingly here, there's no like special jump through the room strats or anything, as speed and like speed booster and lava just really do not get along. So it's faster to just run through the room and lose a little bit of time in your movement in lava dive room compared to pausing and unequipping that speed booster.
Yeah, definitely agreed. If you ever try
Yeah,
to shot,
Bands tried to go for a funny moonfall there. And he wants to farm up a little bit of health here.
oh
He
yeah,
tried to take that room a bit too fast.
taking a couple hits. There we go.
Very good, yeah. Yeah, now Tilimorf did take this save, right? I'm pretty. Yeah,
Yes.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's so.
And
And first try. Beautiful. Now, if you are really just quite silly, you can actually get deboosts off of those red rippers. When you've done the gravity jump with a health like Tilly's, it's not as big of a deal. But like when you see like somebody running GT Classic at the top level and they have like 10 health and they go for that deboost,
Oh yeah.
it's scary. All right, remembers to turn off phaser. Nice.
Yes, indeed. So going into that room, for anybody who's not aware, when you enter this room, you have to press all of the face buttons. So A, B, X, and Y. You have to hold those down. And on a certain frame, while you enter this room, the game checks to see if you have those held. And if you do, that's when the GT code is enacted, and you get all the movement items, all the major items in the game, and a bunch of ammo. So you'll notice now.
Bands, be careful.
Oh no, no acid. Oh goodness. Acid, like, never mind the rippers. The acid is the enemy in that room. During GT Classic or GT Max, acid will just drain your energy. So thank goodness everybody's good. We got some GT codes here, and we have a race.
Yeah, and so now we're in the second part of this run, where suddenly you completely change the way that you are playing. This is what I love and about GT categories is the way it's like the first part of the run you're playing it as a low percent run, and then suddenly you just flip on the end of hundo switch.
Yep. Yeah, it is a weird mindset to switch, for sure. And yes, Maniacal has yes touched on Bagel Bear's question is how do you freeze the game after kind of entering the GT code? And it's because GT code gives you all of the beams turned on at one time, including spacer and plasma. Everything's turned on. So if you decide to fire a shot, if you're still holding X, or whatever your shot button is mapped to, you'll fire a shot, and when you fire a shot with all 5 beams, the game freaks out, and will just completely freeze. If you want to know how to kind of manipulate that, check out the GT Spacetime category. That's some fun stuff there. Anyway, we've got somebody draining some lava, and somebody going through some fast pillars. Tilimorf still, I don't know, what would you say about a minute ahead-ish?
Yeah, let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna check what the time is when he grabs Mickey Mouse.
Sounds like a plan.
Or generic rodent mascot room, or George R.R. Martin, or whatever you, or Dead Mouse, or whatever you want to call this room. So that's like 3023.
I'm gonna go with Galaga enemy. It looks like a Galaga enemy to me. The ones that like suck you up and give you capture one of your guys. Yeah. No.
Yeah, no. I get you.
All right, cool.
Yeah. I'm unfortunately not as well versed with the shmup genre as I wish I were. I have a lot of friends who are really into them, like all the treasure games and whatnot. It was never really my thing. But of course I know Galaga. That one's classic.
Alrighty.
Yeah, Maniacal. I'm with you on that one. That was 31:12, so not quite a minute ahead. Bands.
Right.
Yeah, so Bands is not quite a minute behind. Of course, there's so much race. There's nearly an hour of race left.
Absolutely.
Ideally.
Yeah, and there's, take that times movement in a number of rooms, and runners might be a little bit more comfortable moving through the rooms in meridia, or things just might happen one way or the other, RNG. So we're gonna see if this gap closes or widens.
Yeah, from what I know, I would give BandsWithLegends perhaps some amount of movement advantage, in that Bands is much more well versed with hundo. He actually has a quite impressive hundo time that he's put out. Somewhere, I forget the exact minute, but somewhere in the lower 120s.
That's fair. Yeah, and his GT Max percent PB right now is a 124.53. Tilimorf's is the 129.54. So that gives Bands the 7th seed in the tournament, and Tilimorf the 10th seed. So a little bit of a favor, and just another testament to how this race can really close in, be very, very close.
Yeah, nice Ridley fight.
Absolutely. We'd have one alive Ridley and one dead Ridley on screen. And if anybody wants to question I feel like I say this a lot during commentary, but if you want to question my Super Metroid fandom, if you will, I decided to name my son Ridley.
Oh,
so,
wow.
there's that.
That's dedication.
Yeah, my wife was like, "We have a girl," and I was like, "Samus?" She's like, "No." I was like, "Fine, if it's a boy, it's Ridley." And she's like, "I'm okay with that." I'm like, "All right, can you get that in writing, please?"
Yeah, I mean, I mean, clearly he's named after the protagonist of the box office bomb, the 2000 Dungeons and Dragons movie.
Yes, but I didn't want to say that. You know, it's like Tilimorf went for the speedball, and must have just been like a millisecond off because
Oh yeah.
it looked like it had it.
That speedball is one of those things where like sometimes you just miss it.
Well, you're going uphill, and you're not, you know, the mock ball, you're used to it just being kind of on flat land-ish, but all of a sudden you have to adjust your timing within like a millisecond, and it's a little bit funky.
I love this deboost here in Fire Fleas.
Oh
Like
yeah,
it's
did
quite
they
simple to
freeze?
set up.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah. It's really simple to set up, but like it always just looks so cool. And it's one of those deboosts similar to like the early Supers deboost, where you can just buffer it during the item fanfare.
Yeah. BandsWithLegends was going for the same setup, but freezing the fire fleas so that the deboost gets them on top of a frozen fire flea, which will allow them to get out of the room a little bit faster, but just not quite there. Good effort. If you never try for it, you'll never get it.
Yeah. I mean, it's like basically free to try for.
Yeah.
So you might as well.
Just like trying for the spike suit after the Dragon kill is free. You get at least one shot at it. Might as well go for it.
It's so hard. I have only ever gotten a spring ball spike suit in practice.
I got it once in a race. It's a little bit of a weird finger movement, but a bunch of times in practice. But
Yeah. I mean, I'm still not 100% confident with spike suit overall. My favorite thing is when I was like, playing the categories for this tournament. In both of the Nintendo Power runs that I did, I got the Croc spike suit first try and was just like, well, now what? There's nothing you can do with a Nintendo Power.
Yep. It's a little unfortunate to get it in a category that's not very useful. So we see Tilimorf going back to kind of wave beam section to just pick up the missiles that were there. This is why this category is so funny, because you end up revisiting areas that, and we're gonna see one here. Tilimorf is going down to Speed Booster, but just to pick up the missiles right before Speed Booster. And there is a cool strat you can do here by initiating a Shine Spark, picking up these missiles, and if you hug the right side of this little cavity, oh, that is a different strat that I've ever seen.
Yeah, there are a couple different setups you can do.
Okay, all right. Anyway, that's the end goal, is to be able to spark all the way back. Well done.
BandsWithLegends had a little bit of trouble there. He really wanted to avoid that lag, because as you saw on Tilly's screen, ice, like full beam combo in heated rooms, is incredibly laggy. And
Yeah.
so in a category like this, where you just have all the missiles in the world, you may as well use them.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, missiles are going to cause a whole lot less lag, and I tend to use them in a whole lot of situations, wherever I can. Little fanfare high five or something like that.
Yeah, this category has a lot of fanfare. And now Tilly here is entering sort of the quite awkward part of the norfair routing, where you unfortunately have to collect both Croc Escape and Ice Missile. So there's like no good way to route this section.
Yeah, I mean, you're doing kind of a loop here.
Hmm.
You get cathedral missiles, and then go to ice, and then down a croc, and back up again. But yeah, I would agree that it does feel a little bit awkward. It feels
Yeah.
counterintuitive to how you would ever run through planet Zebes or Zebeth or however you want to call it.
Yeah, the counter for it is Zebes, so I just go with that.
Well, there you go. That's the third pronunciation I had not heard yet.
Yeah. I believe it's technically like Zebes, but so it was very silent. But yeah. I just don't like revisiting rooms, I do Moon Dance in 69% so that I basically never have to revisit any room in the game. So this section is just so frustrating to me. So if somebody just wants to get on figuring out that right side green gate glitch, that would be nice. Ooh, and Tilly gets that first plasma shock proc. Very nice.
Yeah, you gotta moonwalk it. Get the swag.
Yeah. So interestingly, something that a lot of people don't realize is it's not actually the damage that causes full beam to make Croc instantly walk back. Because no matter what beam you have, Croc steps back the same amount from a charge shot. However, the plasma beam hits Croc every single, it hits Croc a whole bunch. I don't know if it's quite every single frame, but it is enough to kill.
That's is good to know.
Oh, and Bands went for it. You gotta respect the hustle.
Yeah. 42 minutes in, and these runners are still more or less neck and neck. Bands, I think, going for the wraparound shot there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now, hopefully, Tilly doesn't make the mistake that I do every single time, and just go right for that grapple beam. Because once again, we don't need to pick up major items. So we see him grabbing that missile pack and just leaving.
Yeah, it sounds like a fairly easy mistake to make.
Yeah.
Nice little mock ball, spring ball action on Tilimorf's side.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, it's always cool to see how, the inventive ways that people can use Spring Ball in these categories. Now, my favorite is when people figure out really inventive ways to use the grapple beam. So I think grapple beam, besides high jump is my favorite item or whatever, I think grapple beam might be my favorite item in the game.
I mean, I'm not gonna knock it for sure. I was a couple places, especially in Metroid rooms in the previous match,
Oh yeah.
that were being used very creatively. That had my mouth open a little bit for it. It was very well done. Every time I see grapple beam, just to pick up an item that's way across the screen, I'm like, whoa. though. I'm okay with it. I'm with you. My favorite item is speed booster, but you know, grapple is not far behind. So to read it, anybody who's just joined or just watching, this is the Super Metroid category extension tournament. This is the first match between BandsWithLegends and Tilimorf, and what they are allowed to do. There's 5 different categories that could be played during this tournament, and the higher seed will veto a category, and then the lower seed will choose a category. This is round 1, and this is what's happening right now. So the vetoed category is the North Korea percent, and the chosen category is what you're seeing now, max GT percent. So it is a best of 3, and whoever wins this one will have 1 win under their belt and will go on to the next round. And I believe these runners will be playing the next round right after this. So if you're having fun watching all this craziness go on, you want to see what category is played next, stick around, because there is more Super Metroid awesomeness to come. And
Yeah,
again,
absolutely. So the 3 categories that are going to be in play after this are any percent all bosses, Nintendo Power percent, and 69%. After this match, once we move on to the next match, Tilimorf will have the opportunity to veto one of those categories, and it'll be Band's pick.
indeed. And I honestly can't tell you at this point. I mean, we have, you know, Tilimorf in the lead, and currently the lead, but I can't tell you who's going to win this one. So, just because of the way that this category is laid out, we'll have to see who in many rooms to come is going to shape off seconds here and there. There's a lot of items to pick up, a lot of places to make up a lot of time.
Absolutely. I believe that as of this moment, BandsWithLegends is still roughly a minute behind. Tilly picked up mainstream missiles at 4612. However, Bands isn't going to get them right now. There are actually quite a few different ways you can route Meridia.
Yeah, we definitely saw that in the last max GT code percent match that was right before this. Definitely a lot of route divergence in Meridia, and it seems a lot of people have different preferences.
Yeah, so we're not going to see roughly how far ahead either runner is up until they leave Meridia. At that point, the run really normalizes.
Yeah.
Well, no, excuse me, that's right. BandsWithLegends is actually the only runner I know of who I know he was testing them, and I believe he goes for them. He actually does Clockwise Bryn cleanup.
Oh, they
So
were asking about that. I do
yeah,
remember.
yeah. So we'll see some really neat strats from him. Of course, we are seeing neat strats from Tilimorf as well throughout all these rooms. Definitely some really clean movement from both of our runners.
I agree. There's really not been a whole lot of like, oh, he really messed it up there. Or, oh, he probably meant to do that. Like they're doing their thing, and Tilimorph has just been, you know, keeping the lead, and BandsWithLegends has just been keeping the pace, you know, on the heels of Tilimorph. So, if this keeps up, it's really going to be a tight race. And let's not forget about, you know, Mother Brain, as we saw in the last race. All of Torian can really be a game changer. A little high five there through whatever this room is called. Super cool beach backdoor room time. That's what I call it as of right now.
Yeah. I believe This room, the one that's called Beach, I believe this is the one that the wiki calls pseudo plasma spark room,
That's not
which is cute
okay.
for a room, I guess. I guess the idea is it looks similar to plasma spark room.
Okay. Get you a little bit.
Ooh, nice morph through the door from Bands there. That strat's really cool.
Yeah, I have tried that a lot. And I have yet to get it. I mean, I try it every time I go through that room. I just haven't never practiced it, and it feels like I should be able to get it, but I just can't.
So this is really interesting from Tilly. Tilly's doing one of the sand pits before even going up to Dragon.
Yeah, I noticed there was a definite difference. We had Bands going up to Bot Woon and Tilly going down.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I've seen anyone do one of the sand pits first like this.
I mean, I guess you have to go around anyway. So as long as you do one sand pit
Yeah, I mean,
before, it should
it
be fine.
yeah, it's impacted a lot by the fact that you don't have to get plasma. So
Yeah.
you can route the sand pits differently.
Yep. See how many supers we got for Green Gate.
Enough to kill anything that moves. Tilly's doing some crouch jumps there. Everyone sort of has their own way of doing Green Gate glitch.
All right, it's like 7 supers. That's not too bad. Still got enough.
Yeah, still more than Bands with Legends has currently. Although I believe Bands is saving Aqueduct for later. He might do a short charge in the room before to try and get them to get the funny Aqueduct strat.
Being a spite suit, Bands took a shot at it. And there's no harm in trying it once. Not gonna lose you any time.
Yeah, and it has the potential to gain you 5 seconds here.
Absolutely.
A little bit more compared to if you don't actually get the waffle jump, it saves you even more time.
Yeah.
But it's not something that's like so tremendously huge as to be worth the work for a lot of people.
Yeah, and in this case, when you kind of already have all of the items, it gives you time enough to give it one shot. 2 if you're saucy.
Yeah, I love that short charge. You could, of course, go for the standard strat there with the blue bomber. However, that is a quite difficult strat that can get you soft locked, which is scary to go for in a race setting.
I've seen that strat many times, and I know how to do all of it, but yes, scary is a good word for it. I'm not sure. Unless I practice it over and over again, I'd want to go for that. Tilimorf went for the full halfie, and it was just a couple frames short, unfortunately, but it's headed into Dragon to show him his new microwave. Okay, that turret was dead. How did it shoot like 2 more electric balls out of it?
Turrets are silly.
Come on, turret.
Like, the decision point of whether a turret will fire a shot happens so much before the turret, like, the shot actually appears on screen.
I do not approve. Dear Force, why you do this? Just kidding. You guys are great.
Okay. It's yeah, I love these. I love watching reverse cack alley.
Yeah, when it's done right, it is very nice.
Bands had a little bit of trouble with the quick drop there. So the sand, much like enemies, can be KO'd. So while you are in your turnaround animation, the sand won't affect you. So if you can hit that screen transition before you stop your turnaround animation, the sand never affects you. Yeah, like that.
Just like that.
Bands just showed there.
Yeah. And it's so frustrating when you don't get it because you just have to sit there and wait.
Yeah.
Wait for the sand to slowly pull you down. So it's gonna be very interesting here to see. I mean, obviously all these routes back and forth to see how much time has been made up during all of these meridia route
Yeah.
divergence here. Guess we'll probably have to see.
Yeah, as soon as they hit like fish room, is when they'll converge.
Whoa, whoa, we got a little stink here. Let's go. Who's gonna get the GGG first?
Oh!
Oh, oh, all right. About the same time. We got a little bit. Okay, we need some
Yeah, and
main
Van's
street.
performing some intended strats here to get this missile.
Yes, yes, indeed. All right, looks like Tilimorf is headed out.
There's a 5646 door.
All
Good.
right,
So
56,
not
56. 10
not
seconds?
even 10 seconds behind.
Holy
Like
cow. This has been a
Van, yeah,
solid 50-second catch up. Not to be confused with Mother Brain catch up here.
yeah. I think just Van's had like better routing and just a little bit better movement for each room that adds up over time.
Yeah, it really can. Like, there's so many rooms in Meridia, and so many rooms you have to revisit. If you make up a half a second in each of those rooms, boom.
I love plasma beam.
Oh yeah.
Uh, the hitbox for plasma beam starts out a little bit past Samus, so if you're right up against certain blocks,
Yeah, don't move if you wanted to
yeah.
shoot. Thing.
Oh my, these runners are just neck and neck right now.
The whole race, dude. I mean, it's it's been a little bit of a gap, but holy cow. Absolutely nice sync. Used to party. Hey man, you know what? You can party anytime, dude. It doesn't matter how old you are. Just party in your head or wherever. You know what I mean?
Alright, and both of our runners remember wrecked ship. That's a really scary one where you can be like, oh yeah, I've already done wrecked ship. I remember fighting Phantoon this run.
I had
But you
gravity
gotta be
already.
like,
Whatever, man.
yeah. Yeah, wrecked ship is another one that there are a couple different ways you can route it.
Okay, it's about 4-second difference now.
Whoa. Bands
Ooh,
is just making up time like nobody's business.
a little
Goes for those D boosts.
e-boost. Got a couple of them. Not sure if that made time or lost time. It looked cool. I wonder if these runners are watching the stream right now, because if I were any of them watching the stream and knowing how close this is at an hour in, that would be very nerve-wracking, personally.
Yeah. And of course there are certain things, namely baby skip, where if one runner gets baby skip and the other doesn't, baby skip is more harrowing in like missing it is worse in GT Max than literally any other category because you have so much health.
Absolutely. In the last race, we saw um, a runner, as they were going down to Torian, unequip Varia and Gravity, and they got grabbed with a baby, and it made it extremely fast to have the energy drained down for you. So that,
Mhm.
in and of itself, if somebody decides to do that here, and they both get grabbed by the baby, could make up. I don't even know. I mean, a couple seconds potentially. But as we saw, it could also be a dangerous thing to do.
Ooh, Bands is
And
struggling a little bit with this spiky room of death. It's a room
yeah,
where if it starts going wrong, you can lose quite a bit of time.
yeah, at that point you just feel like I just want to press left and I want to press jump
Hmm.
and I want to get out of this room, please.
All right, let's
Um,
see these attic strats.
okay, just a little spear attack here and there. Bada bing, bada boom. Little bonk on the I don't know what those things are called. Right.
And now Bands is
Pretty
like one door
close.
transition behind.
Pretty close.
With the way that he did that attic, he gained quite a bit of time, knowing that you don't have to go to the right at first. And suddenly, Bands has taken the
Wow.
lead.
Wow.
Tilimorf's troubles with the robot in a race this close,
That's
that's got
yeah.
to be really frustrating to see.
That I mean, yeah. That's how close it is. Very nice. Back through attic. Same with Tilimorf. Vance just going the high road. Tilimorf going the low road. Okay.
We're so close right now.
It really is. Okay. And to be this close, this far into it, it's just amazing. I mean, it's 7 seed and 10 seed, and they're living up to their closeness here.
Absolutely. All right, and here we get to say hi to our friend the bowler again.
Hey.
Not many categories where you get to do bowling twice.
There is a bowling skip you can do in this category, but I've only heard of such things and don't know how it's performed. I was excited to see it last race, and the runners were not able to do it. So,
Yeah,
um,
it's some X-ray shenanigans.
that that's what I figured. Oh, goodness. Get out of my way, robot!
Yeah, and I think here's where we can see sort of Band's hundo experience shining through, where he's able to more cleanly deal with some of the more frustrating things like those worker robots.
Yeah, being able to kind of clip through them more easily, for sure.
All right, let's see if either runner is able to get the mock ball here. No, Bands does not, unfortunately. This is a very difficult, but nevertheless possible mock ball to get.
Yeah, it's definitely a tough one. Doesn't seem tough, like on paper when you're looking at the
Yeah.
screen and when somebody does it, but definitely not easy.
Yeah, I mean, anytime you have to do one tile mock ball like that. Yeah, and now that Vance has pulled ahead, we see him just gaining a little bit more time in every single room.
Yeah, and
Tilimorf not playing badly at all. He's just it's just these little mishaps that are doing him in, I think.
yeah, it's really just like one little tiny like not like a big mistake, just like a little here and there. Is just costing these milliseconds worth of time that are adding up. Uh, was that a? Oh yeah, that was a wave shot
Not
there.
you know, not to brag or anything, but I taught Bands with Legends that wraparound shot.
Okay, so you're the reason Vance is gonna win this thing. All right,
Yeah, exactly. I taught him everything he knows. No, not really. I just taught him that one
that's
wraparound
that.
shot. I was surprised you didn't know it, honestly.
But I mean, let's be
Yeah.
serious. That's the pinnacle turning point. That's the
Hmm.
midway battle of this race here. Hopefully, he'll thank you in the interviews.
Yep, and right here we're about to see Bands with Legends take a very different route than Tilimorf, most likely.
Oh, interesting. It's going Terminator. Okay, you're going the Terminator.
Yeah, so this is where Bands with Legends really cool clockwise strats begin. And one of the funny parts about it to me is that he picks up 230 missiles now, so they're not 230 missiles. They're I mean, I guess they're not 230 missiles normally in GT
What are
Max
they?
either.
Are they like 220 missiles right now? Oh, it's got the
I
219 missiles. All right,
Yeah.
he picked up 219 missiles.
Yeah, I mean they're more than 230 no matter what.
Yeah. So we're going to. What is this? I'm trying to figure this out here. I don't think we're doing climb supers right now. We're doing Old Mother Brain.
Yeah, so you do climb supers here, and like Duck mentioned in the chat, having to do climb twice is one of the things that like if it weren't for climb twice, then Clockwise would just be faster. However, this isn't nearly as slow as you would expect, just with some other strats you can do.
Well, I think when uh, MGA timed this out, it optimally for him anyway. It was only 4 seconds slower.
Hmm.
So really, yeah, not a huge thing. It's just going to depend on execution. So I'm not thinking that this one route is slower than the other at this point.
Yeah, I certainly don't think GT Max has really been optimized enough to definitively say that a 4 second slower route is like just inexcusable.
No, totally not. And it also depends on the runner. It'll be very interesting to see how everything comes together here at
Absolutely.
G4.
I love that perfectly placed power bomb.
I've seen some runners do it on the bottom of that room and on the top of that room. And on the top of the room, it stops you from going any further. But on the bottom of the room, there is no stop, so you have to be extremely precise. Ooh. Tilimorf not quite getting that mock ball out of Enacting's PB.
Yeah, it can be a difficult mock ball to get.
Yes, for sure. There's a backup strat you can use. And it's like a horizontal bomb jump that you can initiate at the very end. Like if you know you didn't get the mock ball, you can kind of pop yourself over with a little bomb boost.
There's the band's signature strat.
Hey. Well, nice Mission Impossible there from Tilimorf.
And we should see these runners converging, but going opposite directions in just a sec. A true high five.
Tilimorf still has to get Waterway, yeah?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Okay. Oh, and Spospo supers.
Yeah, so these runners are probably gonna high five in Big Pink.
Yeah, I mean it's faster.
Yeah, you don't have to go down. What's that room called with the space pirates? Like 2 rooms before G4. You don't have to go down that.
Right. That's true.
So
But yeah, I mean it's faster if it works for you, right?
yeah, more moonfalls. Yeah, and now at this point, both of our runners are just going to be retreading the tracks of the other.
Oh my god. It almost looks like they're back to back and it's like the same sprites
Yeah.
in 2 different doors. It's good stuff. We got Tilimorf going to clean up old Brinstar. I agree, Professor School. The more moonfalls, the better. I understand why it was kind of a, I don't know, a tech that wasn't widely accepted when it first came around, but man, it looks cool. And how much time it saves. Come on.
And most importantly, the existence of Moonfall.
Moon Dance,
Oh,
yes. I know
yeah,
you're
yeah, I do love
I
that moon dance. Bands with Legends unfortunately misses Mission Impossible.
yeah,
This,
not
yeah,
too
it's not
much.
a
I
deal
mean,
breaker, but it's really frustrating.
well, yeah, they weren't actually going to Wavegate either, so I'm wondering how much time that actually lost in reality. Wow. Well, how did
Oh,
they not?
it was a delayed short charge.
Okay. Well, I guess it was kind of good because I was expecting them to jump over the speed blocks, uh,
Hmm.
but they didn't have to do that. I was like, whoa, they're gonna fall. But okay, all right, we're good. Everything's
Yeah,
good.
it's one of the cool ways you can go through the room. I personally find it more consistent to start space jumping there and do a little thing where you like fire a shot at the door and then morph and then spring ball. And then you're
Yeah.
already positioned to lay the power bomb. I really like that strat, going through Decora that way. Because you go through there you don't have spring ball, but like if when you go through there for all bosses, you can get them all through the door like that,
Yeah.
and that's fun.
And I'm a little bit. I'm trying to. Okay, there's the mock ball from Vans. GG, well done. I'm trying to like get all this in my head, but there's so much route divergence that I don't know. Okay, Vance list still has to go through here. Okay. I'm just trying to figure out, man, my reptilian brain wants to know who's ahead. And there's so much going on. So I'm just gonna sit back and watch. Let's go.
Yeah, I think Bands with Legends is definitely still in the lead. It's not tremendously huge though.
And Torian is gonna be a big decider as well. That could be.
Actually, I mean, it might be. Coming to think of it, it might be fairly significant. Like after this, Bands just goes to Turian.
Tilimorf's got
Um, yeah,
230,
whereas Tilly
and
has
then that's
230,
it.
and he has to go down. Actually, wait,
Okay.
yeah, no, this is really close.
Yeah.
Leads about the same as when they entered Bryn. That could be true.
I think Vance is gonna hit G4
Hmm.
about 20 seconds before Tilimorph.
I would believe that.
Let's see. Let's see what we got. 1:18:05 is the door transition.
There we go. So a little bit more than 20 seconds. Yeah,
It's 26, so it's
like 21
21
seconds.
seconds. Yeah. Woo, let's go, baby.
Yeah. Still one baby skip difference.
Absolutely.
Of course, I wouldn't want to wish a failed baby skip on either of our runners.
There's a lot. Okay, so yes, obviously baby skip. That's the glaring one, right? I don't want
Hmm.
anybody to miss it, and somebody miss it.
Yeah.
That's the chunk of time. But um, if somebody were to unequip their suits at the moment, like we saw in the last race, and
Yeah.
both of them get caught by the baby,
Hmm.
one of them is going to have an advantage. It doesn't look like anybody's doing that right now. Um,
Ooh.
Ooh, okay.
Here's another
Okay.
place that Tilly can make up time is like Metroid rooms. This is, in my opinion, the hardest execution segment in the whole game.
Absolutely. That's my point. There's so many like Baby Skip is glaring, but there are so many places
Mhm.
where things can just happen. Let's not forget about Mother Brain. Who's gonna go for I mean I imagine both people are gonna go for a stand-up glitch, and there's 1,000 ways to fail that. So I'm gonna get some popcorn. I'm just gonna sit here because I'm a little
Tilly
bit
doesn't even
nervous.
go for baby skip. Wow. I thought I had seen him
Dangerous.
go for it, but I will believe you. That could definitely be significant though.
It's not over yet. Baby Skip is just one part of the puzzle.
Yeah, and if Bands goes for baby skip and fails it, and Tilly immediately decides to go for baby skip skip, then that's a difference too.
Yes, absolutely.
Failing baby skip is significantly worse than not going for it at all.
There's a lot of jumps going on here. Hopefully the Bands doesn't lose it. Looks like they're okay. All right, we're good. All right, we're good. All right. And we got Tilly going.
Oh, that
Oh,
no.
Diza. Okay.
Yeah, he really needs to pause here and equip those suits.
Well, oh, all right. Well,
Maybe Irby. Yeah, or just the Varia suit. Gravity doesn't actually affect the baby's damage.
all right. Well, that's one obstacle. Let's see what else the Torian monster has in store for us.
Yeah. I know Bands is quite the proponent of the remorph Zeb skip. And he got it very cleanly. He tried to go for the really swag damage boost at the beginning.
You swaggy.
Oh no,
Oh,
Tilly,
whoa.
don't go to the refill route. There's so many ways that you can get health here.
Yeah, I think
A lot of people forget they have like literally 7 reserves.
that is also very true. I think in a normal setting, the act of crystal flashing is a little bit scary here because they see one health and they don't know. They
Oh,
don't know about.
beautiful down back skip.
Absolutely, heck yes. That
Textbook.
much harder than it looks. All right, do we have a stand-up for Bands with Legends? Looks like it.
Good
Looks
setup.
like it.
Now, Bands did not unequip Varia here. I
Okay.
actually personally
Alright,
feel
I got it. I got it.
much more comfortable with the Varia stand-up, honestly.
Yeah, they got it. I mean, you got to be quick with the extra damage, and then you have to shoot at least 116 missiles into the corner here, like Bands is doing. Just kidding. You know how to do that.
Yeah,
That's just a personal preference.
Oh,
Is that 116? I don't know.
135, but he's pushing it. Can he get to 69?
Alright.
He doesn't quite make it to 69,
We'll see.
unfortunately.
Well, that's what 69% is for. So. And Tilimorf is not going for stand-up. Oh wait, sorry, that was the first. Okay, I missed beams here. So scratch that.
Now, stand-up in GT Max is easier than any other category, as you have, like, generally, you'll see, like, one of the common misconceptions with stand-up is that if you have more tanks, this cutscene takes longer. And that's not actually true, unless you have a cajillion more tanks than you would normally have access to in the whole game.
Right. And the other part that makes this a little more lenient is that the baby Metroids stops moving its position when you are at full quotes here, full health.
It's good.
So when you get to full tanks that you can see on the screen, that should be when the baby Metroid kind of stops this thing. Since you have so many tanks, you just keep going on shooting plasma shots into Mother Brain's head, you'll be alright. Dance with Legends on the escape. Tilimorf on Mother Brain 3. This match has just been no more than like a minute or two, not even 2 minutes at the most. So close together. GG's to both of these runners. Absolute
Absolutely.
awesome display.
I like this pink Samus from Tilimorf right now.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna go, you might as well go pink.
Ooh, that's gonna mess up the next room.
Yeah, that it's a little bit difficult when you first start out to get that little like I don't know gate closing room completely perfect. Bands with Legends saving the
Oh my
animal.
god, man!
Whoa!
You didn't.
No, you in the lead in a race this close.
Absolute rapscallion.
I want to say legend or monster. I'm not really
Just
sure which one I want to say. Absolute monster legend or I don't know. I don't know. He's making his way to the ship now.
no,
Oh, went for
Tilly.
the left side spark and oh, went for it
No.
again. It's okay. He's got tanks. He's got tanks. Don't worry. There it is. All right.
Alright, so Bands with Legends has finished in first place with an official SRL time of 1:26:14.
GG Bands with Legends.
GG.
And followed up close behind. You've got a non-animal saving Tilimorf about to make their way on the ship. Steve's done. Get out of here. GG.
And Tilimorf finishes in second, 30 seconds behind with an official SRL time of 1:26:47. GG's to both of our racers. What a race.
Absolutely, man. I mean, there was no indication of who was going to win this the entire time. Yes, people were ahead at sections, but the route divergence and the execution from both players just made this absolutely awesome to watch.
Also, I would like to mention, um, this is this time is nearly 3 minutes better than Tilimorph's submitted PB for seeding purposes. So I'm not sure if this is a PB or if he's PB'd since then and just didn't post it, sort of practicing in secret. But either way, GG, we love to see that kind of improvement.
Absolutely. Like, wow. Absolutely wow.
Yep, I'm not sure. So our runners are going to be going into another game straight after this. So I'm not sure if we're going to get them in for an interview or not.
Yeah, that's
Either way, be sure to stick around for the next match.
yes, indeed. You have a fresh set of commentators, but we hope that the commentary was enjoyable here, and these runners they're gonna crack their knuckles and go stretch, get a cheese stick or perhaps a Texas-sized pickle. Who knows what their snack will be? However, they will be ready to get on to round two, and I will be here to watch it. And you'll have some fresh new commentators. It was a joy to commentate with you, Sir Glove, and GT to both runners.
Absolutely. Joy to commentate with you as well. Now I want a cheese stick and a Texas-sized pickle.
Well, I mean
Oh
that's what
man,
I'm gonna be
guess that's
doing.
just like all the state fair food.
There you go.
I'd eat a
Stay
cheese
fair.
steak too.
Okay. Oh, now we're combining things. Yeah. No.
Well, I mean cheese steak, hometown pride. But
That's
love a
fair.
good steak.
We should also hang around here. We're going to see some percentages just to make sure that 135 is up on both screens.
Yeah. I, as far as I can tell, both runners managed to collect everything just fine.
Yeah, I
So
didn't see any.
I will be quite surprised if either of them is missing an item.
Yes, indeed. It's cool to see in a category like this. Um, on screen, we've got a 37-second difference
Hmm.
collecting all these items. Just
Yeah.
spot on. Spot on,
Yeah.
mates.
And I did get confirmation from the race room that is a 2 minute and 47 second PB for Tilly. So GG to him for that. All right, and Bands
Absolutely.
with Legends is now for sure the winner of today's race.
Bam.
GG and congrats for taking game one. We'll have to see what's going to happen in the next game. Whether Tilly will be able to bring it back to a game three situation, or whether Bands is able to cut it off at two.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, it's going to be really exciting. Again, the categories remaining that have neither been played nor vetoed are all bosses, uh,
69.
69%, and Nintendo Power.
Oh, Nintendo Power. Yeah, that's a funky category, if you will.
Yeah, ugh, I hate Nintendo Power so much.
I'm not gonna go as far as expressing hate, but the reason I won't is because it gives me a little reminiscence of when I played this game as a you know I don't know how old I was. The first time I played this game as a casual, and you have to go actually do these things in somewhat of an order to get through it. So
Yeah.
I will definitely be interested to see some of these Nintendo Power Strats. But either way, yeah, man. Great to be here. Great to comps. I haven't done comps in months, so I'm super excited to have been here to do this with all of you in chat and with all of you in glove. Having that said, I will let you take us out, and I will salute you all and be here for the next race.
Yeah, absolutely. Everything's going to go down for just a moment, but be sure to stick around because in just a little bit from now, we're going to see game two of this set. We're going to have a new set of commentators. I believe Apathy Duck and Sus Reme are taking this one. So be sure to stick around for that. Those are going to be some good comms. But from Papa Schmo and me, that's going to be it for today. Be sure to follow both of these runners. Go follow Bands with Legends. Go follow Tilimorf. Uh, if you would be so kind, follow the commentary stream as well. I've been Glove, and I've been joined today by Papa Schmo. And so from us here at Speed Gaming, we'll see you next mission.